Oh, are you leaving now, Poet? Oh, happy almost weekend. I like that. I'm just gonna see so you can hear me all right. It's very yellow today. So, Anna Reyes, hi. Welcome back, my friend. How are you? So, today it's very yellow, as you can see. I apologize. I hope we can do. I have tried to fix the lighting situation. I've been playing around with the lighting, and I found this light downstairs, but it was so good, but it was so bright. So I thought, could I be sat with that light in my face? No. I gotta think of something else out. Hi, my friends. Oh, beautiful to see you again. Welcome back to our little corner. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Anna. Well, I know that last stream I said that we were going to do some meditation this week. This was on Sunday, right? I said we were going to do some meditation. And the thing is, when I do meditation, I'm going to show you. Because I do it in a way with you, I usually work with a flame, as I think you've had before. If you know me, you know I always work with a flame. And what I want to do in meditation, when having or holding a guided meditation, I want to provide you with something to focus on, so something to put your glance upon. And I usually work with this flame. But because of the lighting, I'm going to show you. I usually do this. Here we are. And then I place flame here so that you can focus on. And as you can see with the lighting, it makes it go a bit flimsy, so to speak. So what I want to do is to continue to work around, well, not work around, but try to find a solution for the lighting. And then when I have that made, we could have guided meditation, or I will find another way to do it. So we'll see what happens. But for now, we'll have to do with this little friend, and we'll have the light in the background. Yes, little candle. And I will also use smoke, like I did. Oh, let's see. Last stream. And the stream before that. So that is why I will not be doing meditation today. I've been thinking about maybe doing it tomorrow. We also said that on Fridays we do healing, large group healings and communal healing, and maybe that could also be time for meditation. But I know that someone asked last stream, and I did actually find the documents, so I have them if anyone wants them. I have the documents of the flame. But I will also be doing guided meditation here on stream, but not for today. Maybe tomorrow, we'll have to see. But I will try to continue to find a solution for the lightning situation. Yeah, Jano, right? I was a bit uncertain if it was Jano or Sweden that asked. But yeah. Is the music a bit loud for you? Can you hear it? Okay, it's a bit loud for me. I'm just gonna... Okay. Okay. Wasn't sure if he was just being a troll or being serious. Well, Jano joined us and he felt like he was genuinely interested. But I can't remember if it was Sweden who asked. I'm not sure, but there's always a reason why we behave in a way we do and why we ask certain things. Right, love? Hi, darling. You wanna come join? Here's Dixie. You wanna come join? I'm sorry, darling. I'm sorry. You don't have to be here. I'm sorry. You can sit on the floor. Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. She wants to cuddle, but she's uncertain, she's unsure. What's mommy doing? You wanna be here, love? Wanna be here? No? So I just thought today I just wanna sit here and be with you guys and enjoy this beautiful day together. If anyone wants a reading, feel free to put exclamation mark joy in chat, like you know. And yeah, I do have some controversial topics to talk about, like always, right? Hi, darling. She said you can't see her, but she's right here. Dixie, when I join the stream, she loves my twin. When his energy comes through, I'm gonna tell you, me and Bumpus got home, and I was being me. I was me, and I saw Dixie, and she was, you know, she's very friendly, and she wants to come and cuddle when she sees us, and you want to welcome us home. But this particular day, she was very, you know, oh, I want to say hi to Daddy. So she was on her way to Bumpus, and then I switched, and my twin came through, and she just, in movement, she just turned around and she ran towards him instead. So meet mommy, she didn't want to do. Meet daddy, yeah. But when my twin came through, she loves that energy. She absolutely adores him. I think that's so beautiful, and I can see sometimes when he comes through also in astral projection, and she goes, when he comes to cuddle her. It's so beautiful. So they adore one another, or she adores his energy. Yeah, I do. But yeah, it's other times as well when I'm holding her and cuddle her, and she loves to cuddle, but then maybe she wants to, you know, not too much. She wants to be independent, and she wants to make sure that we know she wants to be independent. Hi guys. And and then so I'm holding her, and she thinks, oh yeah, that was really nice, but I want to go now. And then I switch, and she goes, no, okay, I'll stay a little bit more. But then when she wants to go, you know, to be on her own, he can get a bit, because he's not too used with cats. So he can be a bit, you know, flustered and, oh, did I do something wrong? I'm sorry, but it's quite cute. So I had a controversial topic. I have been working with a dear friend, and we've been talking about this with fortune telling, and I know that there are many beautiful streamers and energy worker and light workers and readers here on Twitch, and I have so much respect for them. But it's quite interesting. I want to talk. Hi, Bud. How you doing, my friend? Good morning. I know this individual who has become a bit stuck in getting information from fortune tellers, because they feel they get parts of information, and I know there are many more feeling this way. They get parts of information, but not the whole picture. But because they get so specific information, they tend to want to come back to put the puzzle together. And I think it can be a beautiful thing for inspirational purposes, and for the purpose of, you know, getting that little bubble, that little push of, you know, we want to do this, we can do this, it's in our shot. But it can also be the other way around, and I feel the same with what I do. People can get stuck in depending more and more upon us energy readers. And when it comes to fortune telling, I do as little fortune telling as I possibly can, and that is just me personally. I feel I want people to figure out for themselves, because the journey is the goal, right? When we're looking for a path, we're already walking it. We just have to find a way to acknowledge it. We don't have to, but it's beautiful when we do. And I feel with fortune telling, like I said, it can be that little buffer, it can be that little inspiration or that little joyful bubble to have you come back up on your feet and to believe in yourself. But it can also be it can be a little bit tough when you get specific information, and especially when it is, dated information. By this time, this will have happened in your life. And of it being the reason for everything, and what people usually, I think what people mean with, setting specific dates and things are because it will come in due time. It will come when it's meant to. But for some people, that can become instead a stress in having to achieve being that instead of letting it come to you. It can become this, it's controversial, it's tough for me to talk about, but I think it can become a little bit of, it can create a stress within you in having to achieve it rather than waiting for it to happen, or rather than letting it happen when it happens. And I know it's the same with what I do, that when we see things from different perspectives, even though I work more of here and now, when we see things from different perspectives and I bring in the perspectives of me and from my guides and how I view the situation, it can also be this inspirational push and this joyful bubble. But it can also be you feeling like you did wrong before in not seeing this perspective, or feeling wrong in your own skin because you experience things in another way. Especially when I come and say, I am a telepath and I read your mind in that way, and then you don't resonate with it, or you think you resonate somewhat but not the entire picture, or it takes time for you. We can end up in this situation where we believe so much because we resonate that we believe in particular parts of what we heard, and so we take all to heart. But the thing is, we can never, like I said before, I can never know nothing that you don't know. I just want to work as a mirror. And yes, of course, there's a reason that this conflict happens. There's a reason for it that you go through this. But it could also be that some things are just not for you. I think it's really important to talk about, yes, what we do really can help a lot of people. And what we do right now, we're starting to heal organs, starting to heal sicknesses and illnesses, and, becoming aware of this journey and starting to see this. I had a task a couple of days ago to heal a heart. And to heal a heart, for me, my ego goes, how can I ever do this? But it was so beautiful. And I was, the heart, it's such an important organ, and I was so scared, but also I believe in my guides. So I went in and I just followed my guide. I just followed my healing guide, what to do and how to handle it. And what came out of it was absolutely wonderful. It was the first time I'd done it. And as I went in, I had to tell you about this, but I'll come back to it because of the controversial topic I was discussing. So I'm telling you that I know that it can help so many people, what we do, and also fortune telling and all of the above and everything. But everything is not for everyone, but there's something for everybody. And this is so important to talk about, because my guides said to me today that I was gonna have to prepare for a Dachshund experience today. And that means when someone comes in and are being skeptical and I start to dig, instead of letting the information come to me and be what it is. And I trust my guides enough to know, to believe in what comes. But that is a challenge for me because me too, I'm also human. Of course. So they asked me to prepare for that, so that would be interesting today. But I just think it's really important to say that we have to, no matter what medium we choose, in order to help find a way to see our path that we are walking on, know that it's okay if it doesn't feel like it's for you in the moment. There's a reason that you got there, there's a reason that you experienced it. But when I talked to this client of mine who I'm working with at the moment, it really got me sad because they got into this cycle of needing more and more information because they no longer depended on themselves but just on readings, because of having gotten very specific information, dated and what would happen, and then them feeling I have to achieve this, them saying it feels like it's a goal, it doesn't feel like it's a natural evolvement or evolving of my life, it feels like it's a goal that I have to achieve, and I'm draining myself of energy because I don't know how to get there, and that stresses me out, was what they said. So I thought it was very important to bring this up because that made me a bit sad. But it's also why I choose not to work as a fortune teller. That's why I'm trying to keep away from that as much as possible in my readings. But that's just me personally. And for others, it's a really important part and can really help more than coming to me can. And that's what I say. I have people who have asked to stop coming to me because I feel that's what they have to do in order to, I've spoken about this before, in order to feel well as enough as they can, for their well-being. And the same goes for people going to fortune readers. Maybe that's not the best for them, but it is the best in that way that they get the experience so they can learn this about themselves. I just wanted to get that off my chest today. But it's true, and it's fine. We're all individuals, we're all unique, and we're beautiful the way we are. So, I want to tell you about the healing. I was asked to go in and see what I can do to help a beating heart. And I was so scared. I was so scared. But I put my trust in my guides and I sat down, and here in this house I have this little corner that I stream from. But when I provide healing, I take all of my little things, my little bits and bobs, and I actually go into the bedroom and I sit on the bed with this one. I lay it out on the bed and I put everything on top of it, just simply because I love the energy flow in that room. It's Bempus' old room, maybe that's why. But it just really gives me a great opportunity to work, and also I can close the door. So it's really good. And so I take all of my little bits and bobs and I set them on the bed, And sometimes there's a cat joining. And during this particular healing, I sat down and I knew, okay, I was gonna go in to try to help this heart heal. So I lit a little candle like I do. And what I do is that I light the candle and then I blow it out. I set it aside, and then I take the battery-driven one and put that energy into it so I can work from this because of pets and, being on top of a bed and so. And so what I did was that I blew it out, and I love when it smokes. Like I said, I talked about before, some tutors say that, and some energy workers that work with the element of fire say that the more smoke that comes off, the less happy is the as elemental inside of the candle. But for me, I love to work with smoke, as you know. And in this particular healing, it's all individual. I set it aside, and this smoke just came up, and it floated, soaring across the beds. And then, when I switched this on, it got stuck. It works with magnets, so there's a little magnet in it, and then there's magnets on the side, so that it gets this movement. That's why it looks like a proper flame, because you can see it's moving. What happened was it got stuck, and so it started to I'll see if I can make it happen. I don't think I can, because it was the only time it happened. But it started to go back and forth. So it got stuck in position, and then it started swaying back and forth. So you got this ticking sound when it reached the edge, right? So it went, and it kept going, kept doing that. And with the smoke, floating in the room, and having that, and then putting some beautiful meditation music on, we knew that we were going to work with our hearts. And so we went in and we did. And I actually called my client up and had them listen just to the ticking whilst providing the healing, the last 20 minutes of the healing. And as we got to the heart, I go in and I open up a little channel, and I pull the frequency threads like I've talked about before, and I pull it out, and then I gather some crystal lights to put in so that it can spread across the body. And then by the help of my guides, sometimes I get a feather or what it could be to lead it back in again to create the hole. And doing this with a heart felt very scary. What could happen? I don't want to pull things, off the heart. But I went in and I followed what my guide said. Sorry, I'm just gonna let the music down somewhat for me. It's very loud in my ears. I hope it's okay for you. And as I did, they asked me, because I asked them, I'm not going to pull the energy threads, am I? And they said, no, simply open up the channel like you do. Okay, so I did. And then I provided some crystal lights and worked with their guides, and from the heart came this beautiful light that just arose from the heart, and then it turned into an angel. I know what it sounds like, but it was absolutely beautiful. It turned into an angel who then kissed the chest right where the wound were, the opening, the channel. And the angel stayed with the individual, and she kissed them also on the forehead, and then they were gone. And I usually don't put things, I usually don't. I said this so many times, I spoke about this so many times, but when you get these clusters out, you just want to throw it away. But we have to put it back into the body in order for the body to recognize itself. But here, this just arose by itself, and it was so beautiful. And so I called them after the healing. I called them first in the middle of it so they could hear this ticking sound. And then we spoke afterwards, and they had indeed also experienced this, not seeing the angels, but they experienced this being a very powerful healing. And so they feel well. It's the same individual that I helped with the stomach before, and that tummy still works. It's so beautiful. I'm so happy. But going in and being asked to heal a heart, oh, we'll see what happens now. We'll see what happens. I'm so excited. But yeah. But I thought this was gonna be stuck then, because I thought that was, logical. It got stuck and there it is. But now, as you can see, no. Access, hi! Your beauty is healing me. Thank you, my friend. How are you? How are you doing? I'm happy that you can enjoy your stay in our little corner. I'm just gonna put this back. There. There we are. I think it's so. Yeah. I'm so excited. I'm just gonna have a sip of coffee. So guys, you who are watching, if you would like a transference today, a reading or a healing or a transference, you can put !joy in chat and you'll be within queue. And I think that there are no one before you today who are here. There are some pending, but they're not here, it seems like. So feel free to do so if it feels right to you. Oh, I've got so much to talk about also, but it's a little bit on the nerdy side. Just turn on the coffee maker, it's needed. Yeah. Yeah, it is. Good morning, my friend. Oh, it's so early for you guys. I'm trying to make everything work. I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, I got work to do. And I absolutely love it. I love what I do. Gertie, hi. How are you? Oh, I'm happy seeing you. Many energies are coming through as very disoriented and very confused at the moment. I can understand that with what is going on in the world. And it's still, what I said last stream and also the stream before then, really is this confusion between how to act and how to behave and how to think about the situation in our own body, in our mind, in our own being. There was the neighbor here, because they got neighbors. Oh, Iris Pixicorn, welcome to the community. And Waxets, welcome to the community. And a little corner, hope you enjoy your stay. Hope we can provide with some peace and tranquility for who you are inside. Welcome. The other side has been helpful. My soul is already awake and coding. Oh, really? Ah. How's it going for you about it? Because I feel you found this little piece inside your bubble. The two of you, I feel. It's beautiful. I still feel this frustration, I want this bubble to be a little bit bigger so we can do a little bit more things. But it's beautiful. Yeah, so the neighbor of here had some glass panes delivered yesterday, and this big truck came and was parked outside as they delivered the paints, of course. And I got out and to say hello to the neighbor, and so I shook his hand, and he shook mine, and I said, "Oh, your neighbor's son's fiance." That's me. And the truck driver looked at us and said, "Oh, you can't do that." And we both completely forgot because it felt so normal, the truck being there and delivering. And we just got out and said hi to one another because we'd never seen each other before. And it was such a surreal experience here in our little bubble where everything is, feels normal in a way. And then seeing what happens around the world. And I mean, people around here just up, there's a kindergarten just up this little hill outside of us, and I'm talking 1 minute of walk just up the hill, and there it is, which was very fortunate for Bempus when he grew up, of course, because that was his school, and he lived here. So yeah, and they got the coronavirus, so it's very, very, very close, but it still feels, it still feels it's still easy to forget, and that have us feel like it's not okay to think that way. And you get this confusion, like I talk about, that many of you can resonate with. Also, I said corona now, so we'll be demonetized on YouTube, I heard. Oh, yeah. No, but it's so difficult, and still I'm so scared at the same time. I've heard nothing from my twin for a long time, or he pops in here and there, but it's really not like it used to be. So yeah, you're always home, so being on lockdown hasn't changed much for me personally. Yeah, it has been an adjustment while we share the space. Yeah, and I feel you really have this. You really have this. You want, like we talked about before, with experiencing an experiment together with how to meet in your relationship, and having this little sit downs on the floor and just looking at one another. And I feel you have so much you want to do, both in that respect and with your creativity, of course. And you have this drive, and I think that that's why also when you feel, oh, finally something is happening also for him, finally something is moving there, because you have so much that you want to explore within yourself, I feel. And that is beautiful about it. I'm so happy seeing that in your energy today. But Goti, I wanted to ask you, how are you doing, my friend? Because it feels this has gotten very close to you. Would you like a transference today, Goti? It's getting close to every one of us, of course. But it feels like you would want to talk about your... Is it step grandma? Is that something you can say? It feels like it's something about an elderly person, as it is for many of us right now. But it feels you would want to talk about it, maybe. Yeah. Because in your energy, Goti, it is this complexity. It feels like you're calm, and also it feels like you're a little bit worried, maybe. Like many of us. I just thought maybe you wanted to talk about it because it's not so often you do, but it's okay if you don't. I just wanted to see how you're doing. It is interesting because many energies are coming through as very, I don't want to say complex, but very confused at the moment, which I can totally understand. And like I said, about this, how are we handling things, and is it okay to still be who we are and what we do, and all of it is that the world is experiencing right now. So maybe for us who are lucky to be able to meet ourselves, maybe that is what is happening. And we should take advantage of it. We should take this time to feel this within ourselves, what it is we want changed. Because that is usually what comes up. And that, of course, is directly connected with curiosity, like I said before. Just a little tired, okay? I hope we can provide some happiness for you, my friend. I'm a little tired too. There's been a lot going on, and we had our first, discussion here. We weren't sure we were gonna stay actually, and it's difficult what we do. It's difficult to understand for people who don't work with energy, and I don't know, I didn't want to bring this up in, a way of you feeling sorry for me or whatever. I don't know even where that came from. But I wanted to talk. I feel it's important. I feel someone might resonate with this. And it is that the journey can be, we got this beautiful community, but the journey within ourselves can be quite lonely. And me, as many of us, are always looking for a grown-up to support you, and not support you financially, but support you in giving those small bubbles of, encouragement, of I believe in you. You don't have to believe in what you do, but believe in you. And that is something that I've been looking for, of course, as many. And when we moved here, I got the feeling that this was a safe space because they were so interested in energy and in spirituality and talk so much to us about different aspects of it. So I felt that, that they would be encouraging what we are doing, because we are seeing this helping and happening for so many people, what we can do. And what is so beautiful about what we do is that we want to find this being a way that, or a practice that everyone can do for themselves, and taking away all the hocus pocus and the magic, so to speak, behind it, and saying that the magic itself, it's life, and that we are all magical, that everyone can do it for whom it is suitable for in their life. And so we are so proud in what we're doing, and seeing that we, with no other medium than our own, ourselves. And then, of course, our focus points, our way of focus. Because all of this, for me, whatever this is, it's just what I am comfortable on focusing on, which makes me being able to feel safe and content inside of me and in my mind, so that I can still everything around and focus. These are just that. Working with energy comes from within and from everywhere. Everything is energy. And we don't need nothing but ourselves to work with it, to heal for those who it feels right to. And this is why we're so proud of what we're doing, that we can see that. And we can talk about it being placebo effect. If it is, it still works. And being able to help people now also with the physical, with the actual organs functioning. I'm sorry, but I'm so proud of us for finding that also, and to explore this. But with everything, just being there for a little while for someone, and to be able to bring those bubbles into something that anyone can access. We're so proud. And so it came as a little bit of, it was a little bit sad when we realized that who we're living with can't quite believe in what we do because there's no proof. We have to start somewhere. But then they think that believing in us would believe in what we do, and it would be ungenuine of them to believe in what we do or say that they do when they're not, so therefore they don't believe in us in that way. So all is well now, we just don't have to talk about it. But once again I got into this, another grown up, another adult. I am an adult, but for me, everyone who was an adult when I was not an adult, that's the people that I want encouragement from, as many can resonate with, I'm sure. So that was a little bit of setback for me, but then it made me stronger also when I realized we can't stay, we just have to agree to disagree, or to just be, to share the space. And this is also what I mean when I'm talking about how we share the space with spirits. I feel the same way. We might disagree, we might not agree, we might have another experience than one another in what is happening. And when it comes to spirit and the different dimensions, we might not even share time, we might not share room, but we share space. And so of course the interaction can sometimes be difficult, as would between everyone. It's interactions, right? There's two individuals with the respectful experiences and feelings and thoughts and beings and understanding that come together in an interaction, and sometimes they clash, and sometimes we have to work to try to understand one another, and sometimes it feels natural. The same with every meeting, with every interaction, no matter what form of energy we're dealing with. So in the same way that we can stay here and try it out and see if it feels okay also for them who lives here, if it feels okay still, and if we can live side by side and agree to disagree in what we understand, but come to an agreement that we understand that we live here together and that we love each other despite our differences. And the same goes for energies, the same goes for spirits. It's like when I've been asked if I've been asked to lead spirits to the light or to lead to the other side. And everyone experiences this in a different way, and I can't talk for everyone, but for me, this is how I see it, which means for me, there is no light. Like I said before, the light would be the acknowledgement of oneself in the entirety of the energy that you consist of, meaning those clusters, those misunderstandings, those that grief and sorrow and anger and all of it that everyone has, to see that, to acknowledge that as being as beautiful part of you as the rest of you. Also for spirit, also for memory, also for that energy would be to lead to the light. But for me, there exists no other plane than where we are, because there's a vast amount of them, and we're simply where we are. That's our experience, our life, our being. Like I said, we might not share room, we might not share time, we might not share consistency, we might not share memories, experiences, but we share space, we share energy. And therefore I feel we should be respecting and respectful towards one another as to ourselves, and treat everyone the best way we can do in the situation, which is always what's going to happen. But it can be beautiful when we acknowledge that it's important to think about. And that goes for every type of energy, because there's just one type, and that's us, that's energy. And we exist of the very same, all of us. That's what I believe. But we are unique. And so we also have to understand how our different viewpoints and standpoints and perspectives are formed, and that they are equally important and equally valid as anyone else's. Every truth is a truth. And like I said before, I'm going off now. But I'm going off now, but I like to talk about this, as you know. I believe that everything consists of the same energy. Everything that we see. And the emotional journey that we go through, even though the situational one, you know this, you know me, might differ from person to person. It might be a vast difference in what we experience. But the emotional journey is usually very similar or even the same, but for different reasons, for different perspectives, because of different things. And if we can see that our reactions are the same but for different elements, we can really learn also more about ourselves and the interaction between us. Sorry, it's just truly what I believe in. What I'm feeling about you, Goatee, was that the question? I'm always going off about this, but it's just me. Also for you, Barrett, you know the training that you wanted to do, but the exploration that we wanted to do together. You know they want me to take that to stream with you. I mean to do this as we sit here and now, and to do it openly. But I was also gonna ask you if you're interested in doing it one-on-one, so maybe we can talk about it over Discord. You can think about what you would like to do, if you're still interested, of course. But for you especially, they are very much talking about doing this openly. But that's all how you feel. Goatee, yes, it all depends on how you feel, is what I mean, of course, my friend. You, Goatee, still now when I'm looking at your name, when I see your energy, I can do a transference if you want to, but they really want to talk about the grandparents or step-grandparents. One is a step-grandparent and one is a grandparent. But that's usually how it goes, right? You marry from different families. It would be a woman, I feel. You're always open to talking to energy work. Discord is convenient for me. Yeah, for me too. Would you like an energy transference today, Goatee, and we can see what's going on? Because they do want me to talk to you and see what's going on. What happened? Did you hear that, guys? Oh, it was the dog who got a little cough. Hi, darling. You want to come say hi? Oh, see? Vill du komma och säga hej? No. He's just lying down on the floor looking at me. I just coughed, I'm sorry. Oh, it was so beautiful with him also. He's getting quite old. And he had this, is it called halting? A halt? No, is it also in English? Oh, it was so long ago. I could hear my twin. My English is slowly but slowly slipping away, I feel. I'm sorry. But he couldn't quite put any weight on his left front paw. And had some issues with that. And when we were out walking, he would start to, he would start to notice that he wasn't feeling too well. And he didn't say anything, when I sat next to him and tried to see if I could lift the paw up and apply some pressure on it to see if he would say that it hurt and where it hurt. And I checked with my guides and they showed me, this part of the paw, and then they showed me like this little inflammation almost on the top of the paw. And I was looking at it and applying pressure to it to see if he would, react, but I couldn't find anything and he didn't say nothing. So slowly now I started to apply some crystal bubbles for him each night. And his reaction to healing, wow, his reaction to healing is the best. First time that I would, because I'm opening up the channel, as you know, and then I'm pulling the frequency thread out slowly, and then I got to gather up this crystal light bubble, and slowly, very slowly, I push it towards the body. That's how I do. And he, also the dog, he would, follow every moment that I was doing. And when I pushed it inside the body, instantly he was there to gnaw, he could feel something going on in that place. And last night he was lying down and I gave him a little bit of a healing, a little bit of a bubble. And just as I pushed it into the body, because I go very, very slowly, very gently, and then I'm breathing in and out and coming really, 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 really getting really close, and then I give it a little push into the body. And as I did this little push, his back leg just threw up. No, not threw up. But it jagged the back leg just as I pushed it in, in the front. The little bubble in the front channel, the front chest area. It was so beautiful. It was really cool. And now he's gotten those small bubbles 2 times 2 evenings, and he's walking on all 4 legs now, and he's looking like I'm looking at him now. Yeah, he looks fine, but they are telling me that he hasn't got too much time left. So we just want to make it comfortable for him till it's time to pass over. But it's beautiful to see, that he can enjoy walking and he enjoys healing. It's so funny. You only kept in contact with one in recent time, yeah? But they want to talk about a step-grandmother with you, Goti, and if you want to, I can go in and see what it is about, or they just want you to maybe they just want to put a little notion there somehow. But I can go in and see if you'd like. I'm not sure how much you're gonna tell me, but they are definitely talking about a step-grandmother. But I can look if you want to. So powerful to hear. Yeah, it was really, his reaction is so beautiful. But Irish Pixicorn, this also happens when I provide healing to people, especially if they're falling asleep. It's so beautiful to, when you, sometimes I tickle underneath the feet, I tickle them underneath the feet, but I do so in 5th dimension, so I'm doing it per distance, so to speak, and you can see how the feet will start, the toes will start to move, and they will jank their feet a little bit, and or when I pull a hand up, and I do so per distance in 5th dimension, and you can see the 3D dimensional hand, move slightly. It's so cool. I'm sorry to use that word, but it's absolutely. I love what I do. It's so. Yeah, I wanna use that word with you. Irish Pixie. It's the first time I use it, I think, on stream, but yeah, it's cool. Okay, Cody. I'm gonna put you in for a... Oh, hang on. I'm gonna put you in for a reading, my friend, and we'll see what we can find. If we'll find anything. Because they're talking about a step-grandmother. I'm gonna check. Hang on. I'm gonna put you in. Yeah. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. You ready? Whoop! Whoop! Yay! It worked. Okay, goodie. Let's see. I'm gonna start a new song, a new track. This might be over now. Yes, okay. And I'm gonna start with some smoke and see. They're they tell me to be cautious today. And not because of me having to be cautious, just because I spoke about this with the Dachshund situation. This might be it. I might be taking too much, and I'm not supposed to. But I will see if there's anything that they clearly want to share. Or otherwise, we'll have to see if it comes to another time, you know. We'll see what happens. Come on, my friend. A very tiny, tiny, tiny gentle flame. Yeah. Ooh. Asking her to come through. Who wants to come through? What message it is? Information today for Coty. Let's see. It's not much smoke, okay. Well, that's because I don't like smoke, she says. It's the first thing that comes to. Okay. We got a third party here. We got a woman. And she's talking about how she got ill in her 50s. Oh no. 50s, okay? She's talking about living through the 70s. So she's not... She's saying she's got a very bright personality. And she's saying, oh, I'm still alive, honey. You know, she's got this very... So she might still be alive, or she just wants to come through with that energy, I'm gonna say. But they're definitely talking about a step-grandmother here. And they're also talking about your mother, Coty. She's got a very vibrant energy, this woman. And she's not afraid to say what she wants to say. She's not afraid to say what she thinks. And she's finding, and this is with love, my friend, but she's finding your mother being a bit silly. And it's with love. It is confusing me somewhat, though. Hang on. Very vibrant personality. She's very, you know, she wants to talk and she wants to express herself. And it's not that she hasn't been able to express herself before. It's just that that's her personality, you know. She just likes to express herself. And she's not, you know, she doesn't really... It's not like she's not an advocate for people to express themselves either. She just enjoys life in being able to say what she thinks, and she thinks that that's just her space, that's just her place, that's just what she does, and it doesn't really matter for her what others do, really. And not in a way, not in a cold manner at all. but in a very content and very content manner. She's talking about the 50s and 70s, and she's wearing this beige cardigan. And she's talking a lot. She's talking about how someone talked about going into the etherical realm, or becoming someone up on stage. Someone's been talking about, or laughing about it, because it never quite happened. But being on those posters, she's saying, and she's very much this. Oh, go ahead, darling. Oh, she's very much. She's very, very, very vibrant. I'm not sure. I think this is someone who has passed. Yes, and she's talking about your mother and the silliness, but that's with love. Like I said, for me, she's wearing a beige cardigan, and yeah, she's talking about those posters. I'm not sure where you will resonate with this, Gertie, but I will say what's coming through, because I'm not sure you met this lady. Oh, no, but I'm keeping track. Yeah, okay. She's there with you. Keeping your hair out of your eyes, she's saying. She's talking like you had longer hair before. She's talking about, she's laughing a lot, and she's very chatty. She's very chatty. And she's showing this picture, where you would pin your hair up. I don't think you will resonate with this, because I don't know you know. I'm not sure you know who she is. She's talking about a fire now. So I'm just gonna let it come through as it is. She knows who you are, and she's keeping track on you, and she's there with your guides. And even though she's saying that your mother is being silly, she wants you to also be a little silly. She wants you to... She's proud of you for not being afraid of being who you are. At the same time, she's the person who wants to put those little pushes, in. Because sometimes, when you go to... you get this idea that you want to do something, and then you're not quite certain if you should, and it feels very, very connected to your mother. With this, you get this little... She's saying silly a lot, but it's with love. But you're getting these little ideas, and there's also a very, very heavy feeling around your mother, and I'm aware of this, but she wants to talk about how similar you are, and how much she loves you both, and how proud she is for you to continue that name in your own way. Yeah, she don't want to come through. No, I know. I don't think you would. I don't think you would resonate. But she wants to say that she's there with you, and she's talking about your mother a lot. So this, I think, was the Dachshund experience today, in where I shouldn't be digging too much, but this woman really wanted to come through, and she's keeping a lookout for you. and especially with your relationship to your mother. But yeah, I don't think you would know who she is. I'm gonna see if there's any way you can find information on her. No, she just wants you to know that she's there. She's there to give those little bubbles, small bubbles. She's not saying bubbles, that's me saying, but those little pushes, you know. It's quite interesting because she's so chatty and she's so happy, but at the same time she's saying she doesn't want to take up too much space, and so she just wants you to know that she's there, and she was just happy being able to come through and to say that you're not alone, even though you know you're not alone, but she just wanted to say hi today, and I'm not going to dig into it too deep. But she's really looking after the relationship between you and your mother, and how important that is. And she's proud of you for going through everything and for keep on going with what you do. And I know nothing resonates, but she really just wants to have that said. Yeah, really, it's just love from a stranger. It's just love. And that she's proud of you being who you are. Wishes to keep being you, yeah. Definitely. And she's showing, this with the hair and the hair clips. She's showing that picture over and over, and it's like she wants to, metaphorically, she wants to keep your hair out of your eyes so that you see clearly, metaphorically. But she's also showing that in a way of affection, in a way of taking care of. I'm not going to say that she's there, because I asked her if she's there to, that she physically touches your hair also, but she wants to more in a metaphorical way say that she wants to take care of, or she does take care of you and your mother. Being a different story with your mom, of course, but she wants to be taking care of you in that not intimate but very close way of being there for you and taking care of you in a way of keeping your hair out of your eyes so that you can see clearly. And she wants to push you. She wants just to come through to say that she's so proud of you for believing in yourself in such a way that you do, and to be there, to have that strong suit within yourself. And she wants a little bit said that she has been there to help you with it, and she just wants to come through with that in joy and with love. But like I said about the Dachshund moment, this was probably it today, so I won't continue digging. But this woman simply wanted to come through and to really just say hi and just say that she's so proud of you for sticking up for yourself, for sticking up for who you are, and daring to be yourself. And it's so beautiful, It's so beautiful. But it's also challenging, for me, when I understand that someone won't know who it is. That's the Dachshund moment, and me, Gertie, when truly, when you, because it makes me not believe in myself, because I want that. I know many can resonate. I want that little confirmation, and so that's usually when mediums start digging. Usually when we start to look for names or so. I'm not a name medium, it's just to accept. But I know myself and my guides enough to know that even though when those things happen, they want to still they want still to be here, you know. They too, even though you don't know who they are there and they want to say hi, you know. And so I am a little bit proud of myself as well for being able to. It is challenging because usually, you know me, as I work, usually I work with you, so I get this constant open direct confirmation, and that, you know, brings me up and have me go all, you know, yeah, I know what I'm doing. But now it really, I'm so proud in being able to, and it is a challenge, but to be able to still, to have come to that space within myself when I feel, okay, you know what, I've done this enough, and I trust my guides enough to also be able to meet those who probably won't resonate because people don't know who they are, but still they're here. And maybe one day you hear about her. She just wants that little chuckle in it all, that, you know, she's been there, she's there for you, and you are a very tough individual, and you really stick up for yourself, and she's so proud of that, and she wants just to say that, you know, I've done a little of that myself, you know, I learned a little bit of that, I helped you out a bit, just wanted to say hi, you know, a little bit of that chic love coming through, and I just think it's beautiful, you know. Sometimes all we need is a little push. Yeah. Thank you, Goatee. And, you know, we all are amazing and we need to hear it. And before I could have said, you know, no, this is someone you don't know, so I'm not gonna do this. Or say, you know what, okay, I give up. No, it's the Dachshund moment, you know, that I spoke about. And the Dachshund, for you who don't know, for me that symbolizes trusting myself and my guides. And there's a story behind it. But I spoke about that so much. But yeah, for me it means let the Dachshund be a Dachshund, even though it might not resonate with you now. You will, after a while, understand that it will be easier for you. You will be able to find that love for the Dachshund, because the Dachshund is going to stay a Dachshund. However much I try to change the reading of the energy, he's there. It's a Dachshund. That's him. So if you don't resonate with it, that will come later. And as the story goes, with me, what happened was that, yes, indeed, it did come later, and I was so grateful for me having stuck up with, you know, having sticked with, it's a Dachshund, and he wants to say hi. So there's a woman you don't know who wants to say, I've been there, and giving you small pushes when you needed it. So, yeah. So thank you, Katie. Truly, it was all that wanted to come through today. It was this woman just saying hi. And maybe one day you hear about her. Thank you, my friend. Truly. It's interesting. It's a variation in work, you know? I usually work directly with you. So, like I said, I get this instant confirmation. But I know if I'm right or wrong or whatever it might be. But hey, I love this. It's evolving. Honestly, I was about to fall back asleep, but something pushed me to want to hear what was there. Yeah. She's been there to push you a lot, you know, but with love. Because you've got that strong independence inside of you. And even though I know you've been through a lot, you have the content within you that is it's inspirational. Goatee. What? Sorry, it's my legs again, you know, the old man's fault. It's inspirational. And she just wants to say that she's proud, but also she's there. I have to go. I have to be a bit busy as a bee. And since my voice is very low at the moment, it's quite hard to concentrate and start with the work. Therefore, I have to say bye for now. Wish you a great day and see you. You too, Fabian. Take care. Thank you for being here and for being here always. We love you, Fabian. Take care. Have a beautiful day. Or afternoon. Or what time is it? And thank you for being a part of this wonderful community, for being a big part of it. Take care, my friend. Irish Pixie, are you still here, my friend? I'm gonna check. Yeah, I think you are. Yeah, you are, aren't you? I can feel your energy. Yeah. I usually say, when people ask me about the gifts, what I strive for and what I hope for and what we wanted with this business when we started it up was to take away the hocus pocus of it. To take away, not to take away what it's worth, not to take away the magic of it being, but to say, if this is a gift, it's as much a gift as anything else. And what I do, what we do, we want to bring it to be what it is, a profession that everyone can do. But, like with every other profession, that it's more suitable for some than for others. And nothing more than that. And sometimes it's a clear-cut situation, like in every profession. Sometimes the work is very clear and very easy, and you get the confirmation, and you feel very proud of yourself. And sometimes it's a bit more difficult, and you have to trust your prior experiences to lead you through. It's a profession. But what had me realize I wanted to do this, it's always been there. Me being open to energy, I've been there always. It's been saving me many times through my life. But what made me realize I wanted to start this business was in the gymnasium here in Sweden. That's 10th, 11th and 12th grade, no? And sorry for repeating myself, I know I said this story before, but I think I felt that it could give something to someone if I told it again. So when I was in 11th grade, that must be then. Yeah, I had to leave school. I became very ill, and so I left school, and I was away for that amount of time that I was to come back and join another class, the class that had been in 10th year when I was in 11th, so to speak. And when I came back, my friends that were my classmates before, they didn't talk to me. They didn't even look in my direction. And it was such a surreal experience. It felt like they had come together and decided that if Sarah ever comes back, we should not interact with her. And I got new friends and all was well. And so I got over it and it was all well. But then a couple of years later, I had this confirmed by one of the then classmates that they did actually, indeed, they had come to the conclusion, or they had decided to not talk to me. As an ominous, no, what's it called? When everyone was there to make the decision. And a communal decision, so to speak. And so I thought, okay, why? And so she said, well, because you are talking to us, or you were talking to us about things that we hadn't told you about. And that made us scared. And so what happened was that I couldn't distinguish between what was information that I received through you telling me with your voice or with your action, you telling me, and information I will receive by energy. I couldn't distinguish between the two. And so I thought, wow, if this is what I do, there must be something beautiful to do about it, to do with it. There has to be something positive in this. So we set out and we started to I started to talk to people on the streets. I met people. I was in university at a time, and I met people who were experiencing trauma, and I would just go up to them and talk to them and be there for them. And I would talk to people off the streets. We went to England, and we did it here in Sweden, and we went to England, and I did this just me, being me. And we realized that this truly has potential to help people. This is something that seems to be working and seems to be helpful. And so I thought, let's try it. One of the first, I've had so many beautiful experiences, and one of the toughest ones was nowadays, if you watch past videos or past live streams, I can be quite tough. I'm not one of those who will beat around the bush, so to speak. I tell you what you need to hear because of your well-being, because I want to be here for you, so that you can feel good, not just when being here with me, but also the best you can, always. And that includes every shade and color of you, every emotion, because all is part of you. And one of the first things when we went to England, I spoke with, or this woman who was living off the street came to us and asked us for money. And she told us her life story and how she was running from a man who literally tried to set her afire, so set her life. And she was scared of people, but she needed money in order to survive, of course. And so in this story, we listened to her, and I told her that, yes, we are going to give you money, but I happen to be psychic, and I happen to know that not everything that you're saying is true. And to say that to someone in that situation who's that vulnerable, that was one of the toughest things I've done, energetically wise or with this work. But it ended up with her sitting and talking to us for at least 40 minutes, and we just talked. And in the end, she asked for a hug. This woman or this little girl, she was 17 years of age, I think it was. When she came up to us, she was so afraid of people. And when she left, she asked me for a hug. Those powerful moments, they're with you. They stick. We had this man, it was also before we started the company, who spoke with us, and he had lost his memories. He had amnesia, but the doctor said he would never return, they would never come back because they were physically obstructed. The brain connectives, or between the different parts of the brain, they had physically been cut, so he could never retain those memories. and he came to have coffee with us for an entirely different reason. We were looking to buy some ducks and ducklings from him, so it was entirely different reasons. But then he understood that I believed in energy work and that I wanted to work with energy. And his then girlfriend or wife, she was an energy worker, but that was the only other human being he knew of. And so when I spoke about this, he wanted to know more, and of course he wanted the proof. So he asked me to go up in frequency. And so I did, and I simply gave him a word. It was a very simple word. It was a type of flower. And this man, who I never met before, started, well, we went silent. And then we started talking about other things. But he was silent, and then you could see the tears start coming, and he started crying. And connected to that word, that specific flower that I had given him, it turned out to be a little bit of a key, or quite a big key for him, because there was a memory from his childhood. And he told us the memory and how he really disliked those flowers because of the memory he had from them, of them. And then they went home, and a month later we met them again, and he came up to me and he thanked me and he said, "The memories are back." And I can't ever know if it is memories or if they are imaginative memories that are constructed today, but his feeling of recognizing them as being his lost memories, that melts your heart, you know. And having these experiences and even more, it just made me feel like I really want to do this, you know. And the journey is so beautiful. B-Cup, Phone 666 and Binga, welcome. How are you, my friends? You know what? We can have our different opinions and our different thoughts and feelings, and I would love to talk about your experiences. Why you feel you have to come in here and to express your voice, because there's a reason for it. And I am open to talk to you. I'd love to talk to you. I'm glad you have this shared experiences with me. This is so profound. I'm glad you're here, Iris Pixie. Would you like to talk about your experiences? I would love to hear them. And also, have you experienced, what do you feel when what happened before? You know, these little challenging moments where there is someone coming through who the individual never met, you know? I think it's beautiful. Be up. If someone makes me do this, is me. I actually love what I do. So I hope that you can find the respect for yourself so that you can find the respect for others. But you are very welcome. You can call me whatever you like, as long as you don't. If you're being rude to other people in chat, you're gonna be blocked. But being rude to me, you can be. I would love to hear your point of view. We're just human. And I love to hear the person behind those words that you choose. Or maybe somewhere we can just provide you some peace and tranquility from our little corner. But I love to hear your point of view. You remind me of an Oblivion NPC. Yeah, maybe. No, that was the last time I heard it. Oh, Oblivion. Oh, I love those textures. And how they always say the same thing. Maybe. Well, it doesn't bother me what I look like or what I remind of. I'm just being me. But I like Oblivion. It's probably the worst cooking stream on Twitch. I think you're doing this wrong. Yeah, I don't cook. It's true. You know what? You can throw as much insults as you want. I know there's a person behind who wants attention. And as long as you throw in the insults at me, I'm happy to provide that attention. If you would like a transference, you can put !joy in chat. And we can see what we have for you today. Or you can just sit back. But if you're gonna be rude to other people in chat, you will be blocked. Okay? Don't feel like I have anything to share. That's okay. You got your box of veggies delivered yesterday. Today I had to cook something. Yeah. Oh, Bowen, it's so funny. I can just feel you're fuming, you know, with people coming in trolling, and you go, okay, I'm gonna talk about something else. It's okay, my friend, you know. When I say I want the doors to be open to everyone, I mean it. There's a reason we say and do everything we do, and we all should be respected for what we are underneath, inside. The trolls can show up, that's all good. I don't get half as stressed as I used to. No, I'm happy. I don't read futures, but what I do, lucky bets, is that I look at your perspective here and now, or your situation here and now, and I see if we can see it from another perspective, so that you can find new ways of, you know, for your well-being. I work with providing healing. I work with telepathy, so I work with seeing how you are experiencing things, or how I, as a third person, would read your energy as be experienced. And I work as a medium, so I also work with people who passed or people who are still here. But I do not read futures, or I try to stay away from fortune telling, because of me feeling that you deserve to find out for yourself. I feel the journey is the goal. I know it's a cliche, but that's how I look at it. Dear trolls, thank you for the lesson in chilling out and letting things go. Yeah, you see. Your sadness is your anger. Yeah. Would you like a transference today, Logic Pet? Frozen. If you want a reading today, that means I will see if I can find your energy and see if I can provide some healing and transference for you, or to meet you, to have you meet yourself, to see what is underneath, and to have you get the space that you deserve, as we all do. Snow reading? Reading. Okay, that's fine. If you ever do, just put exclamation mark or exclamation point joy in chat. No matter, I hope we can provide that. To provide some peace and tranquility for you. Beautiful. Hang on, my friends. S. Beverage Joe. You was up early with the scanner technology is not too bad. Well, I have to go get the printer. That's what it's called. Looking forward to that. Beverage Joy? Beverage Joe? Would you like a reading? See, it works. If you're still here, of course. Usually people join and now you should be here. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna use smoke. Again, I like that. No, SB Average Joe, I'm sorry. Sorry for mispronouncing your name. I had to tune down the lighting on the monitor. Is that even a word? The brightness of the monitor. So that it wouldn't reflect in my glasses too much. And now I have a little bit difficulty of reading chat. So I'm sorry I mispronounced your name. Okay. Average Joe. Okay. First off, you don't want this reading, but it's fine. I'm gonna see if there's anything through it all. So they're talking about wanting to find a way out from the trolling and wanting to find a way out of... Because I'm trying to see what it is that you're seeking with your attention, because you do feel like you created this... You're in this bubble that you created that you feel, you know, you quite like yourself. Which is quite interesting. Because still you are looking for the attention that you feel like you're not getting. So I'm just trying to see what it is within yourself that makes you feel, because you're not feeling lonely, not at all. I think this is more of something that you've gotten used to. I think this is something that's been with you for so long that you just feel it's just a natural part of how you are. Is going around on the internet, or not just on the internet, but taking the life quite, you know, not so serious. And they're not showing me, I'm gonna see if I can find your frequency, but they're not showing me right now how it was before and where this, you know, where this all started or where this comes from. But it does feel like just another thing, you know, it doesn't feel like there's a particular reason that you're doing it. It just feels like it's something that you've been part of. but it's also something that you're looking to get away from. I'm just trying to find your frequency in the disturbance of the others. Just hang on. Average Joe. Let's be average Joe. Okay. Okay. Take care, Logic Pad. I'm gonna see, I'm just gonna let things calm down. I'm just gonna let things calm down, and I'm gonna let your frequency come through in it, my friend. Because they do talk about responsibility, and they do talk about parents here. Underneath. The thing is, you are very intelligent. This is quite interesting. Most trolls that come through, and they usually don't stick around to hear the reading, because most of them, and it makes sense, most of them are very intelligent beings. We're all intelligent in our way, but most trolls that come in are people who really can see things from different perspectives, and maybe that's why they choose to express themselves in, because it can be quite effective. It can be a quite effective way. But I also think that when we get stuck in this behavior of a communal behavior, because you can see the rationality behind not doing it, it's almost even more important to continue doing it in order to, to stay and to be right, in order to do right, in order to calm your mind. So it's almost like, because you're a very grounded individual who, you have this stress in providing for your family, and providing, they're talking about your parents, and providing and taking responsibility, as many people do. But then it's like, on top of that, it's like it's become the easier way out to use that intelligence to just stir some energy for others, to not to create conflict, but to simply, it's just part of what you do, But there is this calm and preserved and very intelligent individual underneath who are disappointed. I don't know what that pronunciation was, I'm sorry. In themselves, and they're, not disappointed in who you are, and not disappointed in your action, but they are talking about this, we're taking responsibility. And sometimes looking back at it, thinking that maybe you should do more. This feeling that you get from others, or this that comes through in, how long are you going to do this? When are you going to grow up, if that makes any sense? And I'm saying that with love, and you don't have to believe it, but people are talking about how long are you going to go around doing this, and when are you going to start taking responsibility for yourself? And the thing is, you're taking responsibility for yourself, but it's easier to let it go, to let that part go, so that you can just evolve, because it feels like, if you were to take responsibility, it feels like a heavy load for you. It feels like you would have to to set yourself down, and right now it feels like you just want to be able to express yourself and in that way grow as an individual. And this has simply become a way for you to not to cope per se, but to simply be, you know. I'm gonna see if you're even still here, my friend, because if you are, I think I found your frequency now, and I'd love to talk to you. You're not. It's so sad. Here you are. Oh. It says that you're not, but I love that you're here. What I do is reverse drawing to bring unexpected joy into other people's life. Like when I came in here, my goal was to make you smile at my inane comment about cooking, which you both know you're not streaming. That is my persona, right? Yeah, but I do see that you've really gotten into this as a way of doing, as a way of being, but it feels also like you are wanting to get out of it because you are trying to. It's a beautiful thing that you do, but you do know that sometimes it stirs things up with others, especially when it becomes a communal thing, when you do it in a group. And I do feel like you do know that sometimes you're still trolling, you know? And I do feel like there is this talk about responsibility that is going on underneath. And I do feel like what people are telling you when you're trolled, this when will you grow up, that is slowly coming into you, or not slowly, that has always been there, but that is definitely coming into you now, thinking the same, which is why you try to remember, you're a very intelligent individual, so you will turn your trolls into things to manipulate, in a way. Not manipulate to being evil, but to manipulate the conversation so that you can have fun in it. And so it's beautiful when you do want to make people smile, but you also have this within you that you do know that you're still trolling. You still like to stir things up. And it's not that you're not seeking that attention. It's simply what you do, and now you're trying to find a way to be adult about it, in a way, because you are proud of yourself, you are proud of who you are, but there is still this part where you wish that you could. There's still this heavy load of providing that is coming through, of taking care of and of being. And I feel that a disappointment in yourself, that you, in your intelligent mind, because like I said, when I say intelligent mind, I mean intelligence in a way of keeping many things going at the very same time and being able to manipulate yourself in a way, in a manner of how you experience things. Because you are, when I say manipulate, like I said, you're not an evil person, and I'm not talking about manipulating people into following your direct order, into believing, manipulating that way. I'm talking about manipulation in a way to control the conversation, in the way of controlling the situation. And what is happening and what is coming through is this feeling of, when that feeling of your parents, of responsibility and taking care of and family is coming in, you need to find a way to make this make sense. The trolling, the wanting to stir things up, you need to have that make sense for yourself so that you can see that in a responsible way when that time comes, so that you can feel proud of and having this being calculated in a way that you feel right, that you feel it will make sense of why you've been doing what you've been doing. And when you're talking to me now, because sometimes we can say this as simply being, you were just a kid, and that's okay. You just needed to get that out of the system, that you just needed to be a youth. But because you're talking to me now, you want to manipulate the situation into becoming I know what I'm doing, and therefore I want to take the adult. I want to take the responsibility, and I want to help with what I do, because I know that's what you do, and therefore I will, with my intelligence, I will manipulate the conversation. I work in corporate escalations. My daily job is to control the conversation and to set proper expectation toward mutual resolution of issues. Yeah, okay. But that is also what I feel like you do. So, like I said, manipulation for me, if this is true, it makes sense. But also, it's the same feeling no matter. You work a little bit like a chameleon, okay? So you will use that intelligence into manipulate the conversation. That is really what is coming through. And you want to feel what you do be right, so that you can accept yourself for doing it and seeing a proper, calculated truth or your genuinity, you know? So I feel this is what you do also in your private life. I feel this is part of your persona. Point out through humor, mutual commonality, and parallel goals. Yeah, but I also feel you're being a bit of a chameleon in that. So you would change what you say, and you would change how you do it depending on who you're talking to, which is a beautiful trait, and it's a beautiful way to have. But I really do feel I still got Ratchet here, who is someone who comes through when someone is playing a bit. And I'm sorry if I'm misreading the information and the energy, but I still see you still right now manipulating the conversation a bit to not get me on your side. That's not what it's about, but to have you make sense for me. Does that make any sense? And that I feel is more grounded in who you are and what you need. And you might be doing this, it could be unintentionally, it could be subconsciously, but I do feel that you want to help. You're saying that you want help in situations. What I'm getting is that you still want people to, or no, not want people, but want yourself to accept you in how, because we are mirrors of one another. Everyone is, we're mirrors of each other. And so what we see in others is what resonates within ourselves. And here I feel you have a great need of acceptance for who you are in mirroring yourself in others. Self-reading, yeah. Yeah. I think you're a chameleon, and I think that you change conversation topics and I think you change everything in your conversations depending on who you're talking to. And not saying it's a bad thing, it's not, because I still feel you are content in who you are. So I don't think you've gotten lost in it. And I don't think there's really anything that is the issue, so to speak. But I do feel it's okay to also acknowledge that you do have a little bit of a cheeky side. You know, you do have a little bit of, you like to see things moving, you like to see wheels turning. Thank you for joining the community, by the way, my friend. I hope you will enjoy your stay. And I'm not saying this, I'm not saying this in distrusting you, but I do see that you can still be a little bit of a troll because of you like to have people see it from different perspectives, perhaps. But I do still see this. So what you tell me, I take as your truth. But I do still see this inside of you, and I feel it being connected to wanting to take the joyous, the youthful part of still being a responsible adult. I have a call starting in 4 minutes. We'll be back. Okay, take care. This was fun. Yeah, I can imagine. I like meeting you, my friend. I like seeing your energy. Chameleon, that is a beautiful. Your intelligence is inspiring. So thank you. Take care. Okay. So I had 2 Dachshund experiences today. Well, my guide said that today I was gonna be, I have to prepare myself for Dachshund experiences. And those have been quite difficult in the past, because I'm a human as well, and I'm very judgmental of myself. Like I know many can resonate with. So I want to do, my intention truly is to be here for people. And why? Because I'm here for myself. It's the only thing we can be, right? And so the transparency is that for me, being able to be here for myself is to be here for others. So I do mean joy, and I do mean love when talking to people. So I am very judgmental on myself, and so I always second guess myself in not the information going through, but how I deliver it, and how I see it, and how I perceive it. So these are challenging, but it's important, and my guides did tell me, be careful, be prepared for that chant experience today. But I enjoy it. I'm actually I have a meeting where I have a client at 4 today. So we will keep on going for another half an hour, let's say, somewhere around there, 30 to 40 minutes. But I need to use the bathroom. So I will be right back, okay? And I will see, I think my guides have something to help me go through these Dachshund experiences. We'll see what they say. But it's a challenging but very important day today. Okay? But I will be right back. I'm gonna leave you as is. Okay? And I see you very, very, very soon. Just a quick bathroom break. I'll be right back. Okay? And however it feels and however it is, I hope that with this little corner we can still provide some peace and tranquility and bubbles of joy to you. I'll see you very soon. Okay? See you soon. I'm back. You know, we had a couple of streams where it all just went smoothly, you know, and we had beautiful energy readings. And then there are these streams where, you know, we need challenges in order to grow, right? And I'm not talking about grow as a channel, I'm talking about grow as individuals. And these are challenging for me. The challenge moments are challenging, but it's the reason why we put everything out there transparent and open for everyone. You can find every past live stream on in our YouTube library, in our YouTube archives, or we use it as an archive. It's just a channel on YouTube. And everything, every Dachshund moment and everything in between you can find there, because I want to provide a transparent and very open way of showing how it can be and how it is for me to work with energy and to evolve, you know, in what we do, in what I do. But whew, it's not easy. But that's just me saying, you know, I'm human too. Are you able to hear the music, by the way? I really hope you are. Maybe I should make it a bit louder. Is it okay? You hear it fine. Irish Pixicorn, I'm so happy that you can be here today. And it's interesting that you join a day like this. Challenges are important, you know. It's so nice when everything runs smoothly and you get this confirmation that all of us need, or most of the people I met at least. And then come those trying times, right? But it's beautiful. But I have been working long hours each day, and I'm me. I have the privilege of not being too used to do that. So I was a little bit tired coming into stream today, and when I stood preparing the food that I had before stream, I had some lunch, and I stood preparing it, and my guide saying that this stream will be Dachshunds. And I went, oh, okay. Well, let's do it. So now that there are mostly new people here, I'm so happy having you here. But I can tell you about the Dachshund story now that I won't be repeating myself too much for the people here. But so we have been going around on different events, visiting different events, and during these events we had small consultations, so to speak, and this was when we just did the energy readings. Now we also do healing and astral communication. Well, we did astral communication as well, but we did intuitive counseling was what we called it, and still do, but we now also do healing and such. But we did intuitive counseling, and you would have 15 minutes you get during different events, and you could come to us, sit down and be there 15 minutes with us, and to get this short energy reading and or intuitive counseling. And this was just when we set up and we started. And so during one of these events came this woman, and she sat down, and quite shortly after we started, there came this Dachshund in energy, and he came and he sat next to her. And so I said to her, there's a Dachshund here, and he wants to say, or he wants to be here and show his love. And she said, oh no, I never had a Dachshund. No, that can't be, you know. And so I looked at the dog, and no, I was trying to see, could it be another breed? Could it be something else? Could it be metaphorically? No. This dog was here and he was him. He was gonna be him no matter what I read in the energy. He was who he was. He was a Dachshund and he was right there. And so I said, okay, well, he's here anyway. So just wanted you to know that. A little bit like what happened in the first reading today with the woman coming through for you, Gauti, and you not knowing who she is. And so I let him be what he was. He was a Dachshund and he was who he was. And so the energy reading continued, and after a while she said, oh, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Oh, AFK kids are fighting. Oh. Oh. Yeah, that happens. Ours are really starting to enjoy their time here, but I hope it's going okay, my friend. I hope it's going okay. They have to do, though. They have to fight in order to decide who will be where in the prayer. What was it called? In the pecking order? Is that what it's called? I hope it's good, doing okay. But yeah, so a bit into the reading, then she said, wait a minute. We did help a Dachshund out. He came to stay with us for a little while, but we weren't the owners, but could it be him? And so it all made sense. It wasn't the first thing that she thought of, but he thought of her and he wanted to be there and say his thanks. And so of course it was him. And in that moment, me, the ego in me, I was so proud that I stuck with this, him being who he was. Because then she could understand who he was. Also, when we started out on Twitch, and so this is why I called it the Dachshund, letting me stick with what I feel in energy. Always listening to what you say. I will always take what you say as your truth, and so I'm not a lie detector. But I will want to add to it. I'm not going to take away what you say. I will add to it so we can see from different perspectives. When trolling and not being genuine, that can be quite difficult. But it's what I'm trying to do anyway. Trying to never take away from you what you say, because your truth is the truth. But simply adding on that. Sometimes people are saying what is not the truth for them though, and that puts me in a bit of a difficult situation. I'm always trying to meet you where you are, for who you are and for your well-being. And we're all individuals, so it differs, right? Hi there, my friend, welcome. So, yeah. And so this is what is a Dachshund moment for me. And when we started out on Twitch, I know we had a discussion with, I did a reading, and there was this woman coming through who was Russian. And she was very clearly Russian, and she was a dancer, and she wanted to come through and to just, sometimes they want to come through to just bring love, to just say hi. As sometimes we who are alive would want to do, just call someone up and say hi. It's been a long time since I heard from you. How are you? Sometimes that happens also with spirits. So they just want to be to have you make sure that they're there. And this really didn't resonate with the people who were with the person getting the reading. And well, I let her be who she was. I mean, she was a Russian dancer, and that was who she was. And she had very specific items with her that she wanted to share. And I just let it be. And then I think maybe an hour or an hour and a half later in the stream, this person who I was talking to about this woman and who didn't resonate for them came back and said, you know what? I know who she is now. It clicked for me. I know who she is now. Now it makes sense. And once again, it was this, good. I let her be who she is, because I can't change her. She's who she is. So, yeah, Dachshund moments. Challenging, but very important. Cats are fine, they just both want to be inside the same box. Oh, right. I see. And they can't be there at the same time? Well, it's what has to happen. Have to decide who will get their say. Yeah, no, I know. It's quite impressive. The little girl who moved in with us, a cat, a couple of years ago, who wouldn't get along with the others. Now that we've traveled to a different location and gotten, outside of our home, and not, not just outside, because they're all outside all the time home, but in a different environment, now they really start to coming closer to one another because that is familiar, and it's quite interesting how things happen, how we start to see things from different perspectives depending on which situation we're in. And a little bit like that is what I want to achieve with what I do. I want us to be able to take your situation and to see it from different perspectives, so that we can find another way to look at it in a way that makes sense, or at least can provide some healing and joy for you. No, they will do battle. They tolerate each other, but I'm very friendly with each other. Yeah, I know. We had the same situation, or we have the same situation here. Now they can sniff at one another, but then she will let them know that she's still very much wants to be alone. But she's the one seeking attention. It's a little bit like, I don't want to say that trolls, but people who are trolling. It's a little bit like that, You're the one seeking attention, and then when someone answers, you retaliate. And usually you do that by leaving. That's usually what happens. Well, that's just what goes. And I want to be here for everyone, like I said. And I hope that maybe one day, or in some way or form, there's a reason that they're coming in here. And so I hope that they get away something from it. However short a period they stay, and whatever happens, that's something. But it can give them something, no matter who you are. I want to meet you for who you are. I want to meet you not because of your actions, but because of the human behind them. That's just me. And the same goes with every energy, like I said before. But I had someone saying that they were a bit jealous of me or how I work. They say that I can work with energy just by the snap of my finger. And as you know, parts of why I do what I do, I don't want to create this illusion, or I guess everyone does, that it's better than what we feel, or worse than we feel, that we want to portray something that is not who we are, or that is partly of who we are, but not the entire truth of who we are. And I don't ever want to create this feeling of me putting on a white coat, as is an expression in Swedish. I think maybe it's the same in English, when we trust someone because of authority, because of the white cloak, meaning that they're very knowledgeable of medicine, and so we'll listen to them when it comes to medicine. Now, this is not medical at all, but you're getting the gist of it. And I don't ever want to do that. And I have people now saying that they're a bit jealous of me because I can work with energy with just a snap of a finger. And truly, that is not how I experience it. As you experienced here and now, it's an interaction. It's an interaction between me and the people getting the reading. It's an interaction between me, the person getting a reading, and my guides, their guides, and whoever wants to come through, whatever energy wants to come through, whatever information. It's an interaction. And I find myself again and again falling into that trap of having to show that I can, having to showcase rather than be. And that's what I work with and work on within myself. But to say that I can work with energy with just a snap of my finger, it could be true in cases where the interaction allows, where I am in a space and where they are in a space where our frequency can flow naturally. Sometimes, that's not always the case, and then we have to see it, try to find a common ground that we can stand on. This happens for everyone. And just as when you're tired and trying to talk to someone, just, interact with one another, it can sometimes feel like you're missing parts and you're missing some vital information, or you're not sure what they said, and so you start to try to put one and one together, try to understand what the conversation was about because you're tired and thinking about something else. And working with energy and working with reading frequency, it's the same way of interacting with each other. So if you're thinking about something else, if I'm thinking about something else, we're all human. But as a profession, of course, I want to do the best work I can ever do. And so therefore I will try to find other ways around it. And that's why it sometimes can seem a bit disoriented, if that makes any sense. But it's so important for us to realize that it is an interaction. And even when you interact with someone at work, with a client, it's still human, right? We're still humans. We still experience everything that we do. And so sometimes it can be a bit shaky. And that is a learning curve, right? That is something that we take the experience from and learn from. But it's the same, at least for me. Like I said, I can't talk for everyone, but for me it's this way. I can't possibly know everything about you. If I knew everything about you, like I said, how would I ever be able to know my own life? No, I just take what my guides give me in the moment and what information I am open to receive, because it's in an interaction, right? Usually that's very beautiful. Sometimes a little bit more rough, because that's life, right? It's also easier, I should say this, it's also easier when it's one-on-one. Because when I sit like this, I'm open to every frequency. When it's one-on-one, it's a more one direct channel. So it makes it easier, but it's still an interaction, also that. I think that anyone can learn and cultivate a skill. I don't understand why people would waste time being jealous. Everything from the mundane to the fantastical takes practice. Yeah, definitely. It does. And we got time, right? Time is all we got, and we got it, and it's happening right now. So let's enjoy it. Yeah, definitely. I know there's some people watching right now, or maybe you're watching the VOD, maybe you're watching a compilation of this, whatever it might be. I know that someone will be watching, and I will be telling you that I have started, or I'm starting, I've been asked to start to coach energy workers who doesn't quite know in what format to work. And I know many of you watching knows this, but I feel there's someone out there who wants to hear it and who wants to contact me, and so do. I've started to coach energy workers, or people who want to work with energy, to find their way. No. To see the way that they're already walking on. To work with their heart. And to start from there. And to be there all the way. I'm not handing out an instructional manual. I'm here as a mirror for you to see you. I know I'm repeating myself, but I feel it was someone who might see this someday, sometime, or right now, who this needed to come through to. So that's why. But yes, I agree about it. Definitely. It's true. Hi guys. We got someone joining here who might want to talk to us. Maybe, if you get a little push. Hi Vexed. You've been here a while. I'm just being me. But thank you so much. And the ego in me, you saying this to me during a Dachshund stream. I know I'm coming back to it, but the little girl in me, thank you so much. You know, in every profession, there's that little task that we rather not take. I know we will say, no, there's nothing we won't do. But for many, at least, there's little tasks that we'd rather have someone else take care of because we're uncertain of it ourselves. That is Dachshund for me. So for you to be able to come in and say, you know what, I'm proud of you for how you handled this task that you find so difficult. That means so much to me. So thank you so much. And I hope that it can also provide something for someone else as well. Truly. Parts of me just want to say, hey, please go look at other streams that we've done, past streams, and see how I usually work, because this task is not my my grandpa, you know. We all have this drive inside of ourselves, right? We all want to stick out. We all want to show this little thing that we can do. We want to showcase it because we want the affirmation. We want the confirmation, right? So Vexed, truly, thank you. Okay, so I want to end this little stream with a healing today. So I want to bring us in, whoever wants to join. I want to invite you to the room between us. And I want to do a communal healing. So I want to place over. I can hear Bowed. Yes! I want to, a very short and brief, beautiful healing. Yeah, there it is! And to place you in the room between us. And I'm gonna come there, astral projection, and I'm simply gonna give a very slowly, very gentle, beautiful affirmation. Yeah, what's not even that about, right? Affirmation. We all need that sometimes. I needed it today. Let's give it to you also. Okay? So, let's see who wants to work. You want to work? Oh, they all want to work today. Oh, you want to? Okay. No? Okay, we work with this one. Okay. I'm gonna bring some beautiful colors up. I worked with this water before during a healing today, and I had beautiful rainbow of colors from it. Okay, here it comes. Beautiful. And I'm gonna let that swirl a little. And now I'm slowly gonna see if I can find you who wants to join. I'm gonna find your frequency and invite you in. There you are. And invite you in to this little room between us. Oh, it's many people today. Okay. Beautiful. Beautiful. There you are. Oh, and also you. Okay. There you are. Now, for the simple little healing, simply sit So lie or stand comfortably and just breathe in and out. Exit, I'm coming to you. So I'm simply I'm simply gonna give some calm affirmation and love today. Oh, don't worry, it's okay. Doing nothing big today. You may feel some heat. I usually work with cold, so you may feel some cold or nothing at all. But I feel you can feel the energy shift a little around you. The density of the air, if that makes any sense. It's what's coming through in your energy. Okay. Here you are. Just a little. Okay. I'm staying with you. I'm also coming to you, bowheads. Simply coming through. Hi, can I take your hand today? I feel you need some healing on your right hand. There you are. Beautiful. And I'm just gonna place a little by your chest. Okay. So I'm coming back to all of you now. And I'm gonna just let this swirl of colors fill the room and moving around you. We got some angels here as well working with us, singing with us today. Whatever comes through, just let it come through and let it be what it is. Beautiful. I'm actually asked to do a little bit further in the healing today. So what I'm gonna do for you who wants to join, we're going a little bit over time, but let's do this. I'm gonna slowly wrap you. I'm just gonna connect all the frequencies. Okay. I'm gonna slowly wrap you. Oh, beautiful. With a warm blanket. This is usually what I do during distance healing. Slowly wrap you. Warm blanket coming up to your chest. Up your head. Beautiful. I'm gonna lay you down in energy, don't worry, just breathe. And we're gonna put you in this beautiful cradle of light. I'm gonna let some roots come up to connect with you, to ground you. There, beautiful. Oh, it's amazing to do this with several people at once. And coming from above you, the golden and silver threads to connect. And letting all the colors breathe in and out through your body, making you whole and one with the world, with the universe, and with the energy. Whatever comes through, whatever comes up, let it come. And as I always say, meet it, greet it, thank it, and let it go by letting it be exactly what it is. Just let it be. gonna let the swirl of colors continue encircling around you for a little while. Just breathe in and out. Beautiful. I'm slowly gonna let the frequency threads come back into you and the roots as well to connect you. Creating the whole in you, the beauty in everything that is you. Beautiful. Slowly putting you down, back to the ground, and slowly unwrapping the beautiful warm blanket of comfort. Hi. Okay. We're definitely gonna do an extended healing tomorrow, I feel. There we are. Because I feel many of you welcome back to here and now. I feel many of you would like an extended, proper distance healing. Many of you felt this little, oh, I want more. Oh, this was interesting. I felt something a little bit. Maybe I could experience more. And I really want to provide you this tomorrow. So I will be back tomorrow at the same time, 1 p.m. CEST, Central European Summertime. And I will do a communal healing tomorrow. And I will place you in this beautiful cradle. I will also lift you up somewhat to have you sway or soar in this beautiful energy. Okay, but that was a very short little one, a little bubble. You're feeling relaxed, oh, I'm so happy. Ruby Red Turtle, welcome to the community. I hope you enjoy your stay in a little corner. So tomorrow will be, because this one really wants to work now. We're gonna do a beautiful extended communal healing. And I think Fridays will be our healing day. Okay. Accessed, thank you. It's been a pleasure being here, I agree. It's been a challenging one today, but it's beautiful when we get this little push. I sometimes need it too, Psycho Pete, hi! Pete, I'm so happy seeing you. For you who just joined, you're free to join us on Discord as well. It's the easiest way to keep in touch with us and to know when we're gonna stream and to just hang out with us, really, and the community. So please do join our Discord server if you feel like it. But I will be back tomorrow and they're saying we'll do a very long healing tomorrow. They're saying it's gonna be an extended one. So I'm looking forward to it. Okay. I'm gonna head off now because I got a client very soon. But it was beautiful, and like I said, I sometimes need that little push myself, those schedule time is not right now. When we're going through this in the society, we are also not following ordinary scheduling, so it's better to, we will let you know via Discord, and also via our tab next stream. You can see when we're planning to stream next, but we're taking it day for day, or day from day. So right now I know that we're gonna stream tomorrow, and it's gonna be 1 p.m. and we moved over from CET to CEST. Okay, 1 p.m. I hope I said 1 p.m. Maybe I said 3, but 1 p.m. Okay. So take care now. I'm gonna head off. But thank you for a bubbly stream. Can I say that? Because I need those pushed as well. And I see you tomorrow for a beautiful healing. I'm looking forward to it. I can't wait, actually. Bubbles to all. Okay. Take care. And thank you for today. Bye for now. All the love to you. I'm so bad at doing that. But it's supposed to be a heart. Anyway. Take care. Bubbles. See you very soon. Bye.